under this Liberal government and under that particular minister, auto production has fallen by half. Wow. The Prime Minister was elected promising that he would protect the auto industry and get a deal with the U.S. by July 21st. He broke both of those promises, and since there have been job losses at Cami Ingersoll, GM Oshawa, Stellantis Brampton, and PACCAR au Québec. Mr. Speaker, today he finally flip-flopped on his cherished EV mandate, but is bringing in a new subsidy for people to buy American-made automobiles. Why is he forcing Canadian workers to pay taxes to subsidize American vehicles?
Mark Carney leads Pierre in net favorability by 66 points. Imagine being so unpopular that a guy who literally just showed up to the political party beats you by 66 points in favorability ratings. That is not a typo. 66 points. That is not a close race. That is a demolition derby where one car forgot to show up. Welcome to the wild, wonderful, and occasionally bewildering world of Canadian politics, where Mark Carney, the man who spent more time in boardrooms than campaign rallies, is somehow crushing it harder than a Zamboni on fresh ice. Hey, quick favor. If you are finding this interesting, smash that subscribe button. Seriously, over 92% of you watching right now haven't subscribed yet. It is free, takes literally 2 seconds, and helps us keep bringing you the maple-flavored political chaos you did not know you needed. Hit the bell icon too while you are at it. Alright, thank you. Now, let us get back into this absolute spectacle. So here is the tea, fresh from the polling pot. Recent data shows Mark Carney sitting pretty with a net favorability that makes Pierre look like he is campaigning from the bottom of a well. We are talking about a gap so massive you could fit the entire Trans-Canada Highway through it. Carney, the former Bank of Canada governor and ex-Bank of England head, has waltzed into the Liberal leadership conversation, and apparently Canadians are rolling out the red carpet like he is Ryan Reynolds at a Tim Hortons opening. Now, let us be clear. Mark Carney is not exactly a household name like, say, your favorite hockey player or that one guy who always apologizes too much at the grocery store. But somehow, someway, he has managed to capture the hearts and minds of Canadians while Pierre is out here doing everything short of door-to-door karaoke to win people over. The numbers do not lie, folks. They might occasionally stretch the truth at family dinners, but they do not outright lie. What makes this even more fascinating is that Carney has not been grinding the political circuit for years. This is not someone who has been kissing babies and cutting ribbons since the dawn of time. This is a guy who was busy, running central banks and dealing with global financial crises. Meanwhile, Pierre has been in the political arena longer than some of us have had our driver's licenses, and yet here we are, watching him trail by a margin that would make any campaign manager reach for the antacids. The favorability gap tells us something crucial about where Canadian voters' heads are at right now. They are looking at Carney and seeing competence, international experience, and that shiny credibility that comes from steering economies instead of just talking about them. It is like comparing someone who actually knows how to fix your car versus someone who just makes really confident engine noises. Both might show up in coveralls, but only one of them is getting the job done. Pierre, on the other hand, has been playing the populist card harder than a poker player with a royal flush. He has been talking about inflation, cost of living, and common sense solutions until he is blue in the face. Or red. Or whatever color represents conservative frustration these days. But here is the kicker: despite all that effort, despite the viral videos and the fiery speeches, he is still getting absolutely smoked in the favorability department by someone who has barely started campaigning. This is not just about personality, though. This is about what Canadians are actually responding to in this political moment. Carney represents a kind of steady hand-at-the-wheel energy that apparently resonates more than the burn-it-all-down rhetoric that has been popular in other places. Canadians love a good revolution as much as the next country, but we prefer ours to come with a detailed implementation plan and maybe some complimentary coffee. The 66-point spread also raises some eyebrow-raising questions about Pierre's appeal outside his base. Sure, he has his supporters, people who love his style and his message. But when you are losing the favorability race by that kind of margin, it suggests you are preaching to the choir while the rest of the congregation is left to check out the new guy's sermon. And that new guy just happens to have a resume that includes preventing financial meltdowns on 2 continents. What is even wilder is the timing. We are not even in a full-blown election yet, and already the narratives are forming. Carney is being positioned as the serious, experienced alternative while Pierre is struggling to expand his tent beyond the usual suspects. It is like watching someone try to sell a house while their competitor is selling a slightly fancier house right next door, except the fancier house also comes with international acclaim and a track record of not crashing economies. Now, will these numbers hold? That is the million-dollar question, or given inflation, maybe the $1.3 million question. Politics is unpredictable. Favorability can shift faster than weather in the prairies. But right now, in this moment, Mark Carney is winning a popularity contest he barely entered, and that should be setting off alarm bells in every conservative strategy session from here to Timbuktu, or at least to Calgary. The reality is that Canadians seem hungry for competence over charisma, experience over energy. They want someone who has been tested on the global stage, not just the parliamentary one. And whether you love or hate that preference, the polling data is screaming it from the rooftops. Mark Carney has the numbers. Pierre has the hustle. And right now, the numbers are winning by a landslide. Thanks so much for watching, folks. We will keep tracking this absolute roller coaster of Canadian politics, so make sure you are subscribed.